Understand that there's a lot more people depending on me than just myself or just my girlfriend, um, and just to be the best dad that I can be to Ava.
Appreciate it.
It looked like in the spring, with all those things you had going on, that it may have been, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, may have been a little overwhelming, but it looks like you kind of found a groove. You kind of found, okay, I can handle all this at once.
Yes,
Am
sir.
I right on that?
Yeah, you're right. It did feel kind of overwhelming because I feel like there was just bullets flying like left and right. A lot of people asking me questions and what are you going to do and what are you going to do in this situation. So I feel like now that more things are set in stone, that I can feel comfortable and give it like full effort, and not have to do 50% here and 50% here. So I feel like I can focus on more things.
And it brings football into perspective. When you talk about mom's health, you talk about having a kid,
Yeah.
all those things, football kind of starts sinking. But at the same time, when you reach what you're talking about, you actually find you get better in football, even with all the bullets flying.
Yes, sir. That is
that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Explain that, and when you started feeling comfortable again with just being on the football field.
Yeah, because it's almost the biggest thing to me is that it's like it put me at a low. So like you said, football kind of maybe got a little bit lower, but it's like once I got into this season and got the transition into my sixth season, it kind of gave me a little spurt of energy, like a little added a little bit more to my why on why I do things.
You got a taste on pro day of working for the pro coaches. There's no doubt too that football can be a ticket for a better life for everybody in your
Yes, sir.
family. And not that puts pressure, but you
Yes,
probably
sir.
think about it some.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of pressure, and my family does a good job of not making it revolve around me having to make it to the NFL. Like they don't say like you gotta make it so we can do this. It's almost more they're more of a support system than adding on to the pressure that's already going on.
You said on pro day, I think you said you were like about 85% healthy at that point coming back from the injury. How are you feeling now?
I feel pretty good. Like I wouldn't necessarily say 100% because there's times where it bothers me, and there's times where the screw might hurt and certain positions hurt. But I'm as far as percentage, probably like 95, 97. I'm not fully 100, but I'm doing a lot better than I felt during pro day.
Mentally, was there some time getting over just the idea of just a freak injury like that?
Yeah, it was definitely more mental than anything because Coach Gundy says it all the time, like your body can do anything if you just put your mind to it. And so there was times where like I felt that I physically couldn't do it, but it really was just in my head. It felt like a physical barrier, but it was really mental. Just any position? I think Chuba's done pretty well from running backs. LD's done good too. But one of the guys that really impressed me the most, I would have to say Drew Brown, the transfer quarterback, because there's a lot of guys that were saying like had their opinions on who would start and who would do this and that, and honestly it's a toss-up, because I'm impressed with Spencer too, because for a true freshman he's done pretty well, and he's kind of embraced like his role on the team. And I think it's going to be interesting to watch the rest of this week and when the season gets going, because we got three solid guys that could arguably be the starting quarterback.
What would you say Drew Brown's biggest strength is?
I would say his biggest strength is recognizing where to get the ball and knowing who to pass it to in the most secure manner.
How have you seen his mentality, his attitude? He's a risk, coming here from Hawaii. How have you kind of seen him?
I've seen him as a guy that's like not trying to do too much, like not trying to be like real outspoken. But I see a guy that's kind of embracing his role on the team and taking it day by day and doing the best he can, play by play.
You mentioned Chuba and LD. What has impressed you about them?
Really what impressed me the most about LD is both of them really, is because they didn't really get much carries last year. And so I kind of see them stepping up as like an older guy, like going from that young guy stage to an older guy on the team, and kind of really investing in the culture that they've been taught, and so I can see them taking it onto the field, like translating it onto the field, and giving them confidence in the way they play.
You didn't ever cross over and actually play with Johnny at all, with him at center. How is it kind of, you know, getting used to a different center, making their calls and those sorts of things?
It's kind of hard because I'm always on Johnny all the time, because there's sometimes he might not give me the call right, or he might not be quick enough with it, just like how Brad was. I mean, Brad was a genius, so it's kind of different. But he could be just as smart as Brad. You know, he just has to put his mind to it and focus. So there's a lot of things that are different as far as like getting the calls and getting on the right guys. But the biggest thing is really just teaching Johnny to be that veteran guy instead of that guy kind of behind the scenes, you know, making plays every now and then, the guy that will stand out.
What's it like for you being the kind of veteran guy on this line now?
It's kind of cool, you know, because like all the younger guys, they look up to me and they ask me questions, and they want the best for me. So it's kind of a good feeling, but at the same time, I want to be that positive role model that the guys are looking up to, so that they can do the same things that I did once they get older.
What's the biggest lesson you could tell those guys that you wish you'd known when you were in their place?
To not get discouraged when you're a young guy. Like, things might not start off the way you want them to be, but if you just push through and just keep doing what you're good at and spend a lot of time on that, then you'll be in a fine position.